My amplified unit. Fancy meeting you guys here. Thanks for joining BC for this impromptu hot take amplified video where we gotta talk Goldberg. Whether you like it or not, I know, but we have to talk Goldberg because he's causing a stir with his latest comments. It's got people wondering, thinking, speculation is abound. If he is returning, BC's got the answers for you. It's not if he's returning, it's when. And the bigger question is who is next? We'll talk about the possibilities. Who should it not be? And who should it be? And this is something that we, the Amplified Unit, have to discuss now because you cannot get to the fall and all of a sudden, pro wrestlers, WWE talent that should be getting a push, should have momentum, is getting absolutely crushed, obliterated, derailed, and buried by Goldberg. That is unacceptable. It has been for years, and that cannot happen again. So we're going to go over some actual names. We have to discuss this, man, but brace yourself for impact. Goldberg is WWE bound yet again. We'll be talking about that. Also, a little bit of breaking news. A big WWE talent does not want to come back to WWE if Vince McMahon is still at the helm. We have to talk about that as well. But first, we got to go over some super thank yous. That's right. The tube has put a new button down below, right by that thumbs up, which you guys should already have smashed by now. Give it an amplified smashing. That like button, help out the algorithm for the channel. I appreciate all you guys that take a moment to smash that thumbs up. And right near there should be a thanks button, man. A lot of you guys are sending that fucking love. I have to keep reminding myself that they just added that in the last few weeks. But it's a way to tip the content creator if you think they're doing a damn swell job. And you want to go a step further than that thumbs up, man, you can throw a coffee to the content creator of your liking. And you guys, man, have been showing that love. So I want to make sure that I, just like I would do in a regular super chat on a live stream, I want to make sure that these super thanks are getting a shout out because that's not needed, obviously. BC is going to have the coffee bar open and running, and I'm going to have a lot of coffee regardless. So it's never needed, but it's always appreciated when you guys when you guys throw BC a tip, throw a coffee over to BC. I always appreciate that. So I want to make sure that the last couple of videos you guys are absolutely acknowledged. Acknowledge me! Michael Harris with a 5-spot coffee. Thanks, BC. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that, Michael, and you damn well better bet we gonna remain amplified. Also with a 2-spot coffee, A. Merrick, longtime sub on the channel, longtime supporter. A. Merrick says, the phone calls crack me up. BC, LOL, love the vid, always much love and respect. A. Merrick, I'm glad you're loving the content. You may want to stick around. I'm making a few calls in this vid. I appreciate that, bro. Scott McMahon with a 5-spot coffee says, Timmy's and Jerry's just made me spit my milk out. Laugh my ass off. Oh, spit my milk out my nose. Thanks, fanboys. Of course, Scott McMahon is talking about the phone calls that we had in recent videos. And with the Timmys and the Jerrys, the fanboys in pro wrestling. And also, I want to give a shout out, much love and respect to Sam Byers that sends a thank you out to the channel. Sam Byers always showing love and respect to the channel, man. Always showing that appreciation. So I want that right back to Scott McMahon, Michael Harris, A. Merrick, Sam Byers, and of course, for all the other super thanks in past videos, I've already given you guys a shout out. So go back to those videos and get your shout out. So, again, to wrap that up with a bow, I appreciate the hell out of you guys, man. It's not needed. Just a thumbs up is what I ask for. That's totally free. If you want to tip BC, I got to send you right back a thank you. So thank you guys. All right, now, All right, guys, it looks like my assistant Sasha is telling me we do indeed have that breaking news of a former WWE talent not wanting to return to the company until there's new management, no longer under the helm of Vince McMahon. This is massive. If this is true, Sasha, I say we go ahead and hit the newscast theme and jump right into it. Hit it. Cut it, Sasha. Cut it. Cut it. Good afternoon, good evening to all my Amplified unit. Welcome to the Amplified News Center, all things pro wrestling, where we have breaking news. Maria Kanellis has just responded to a fan asking, will she ever come back to WWE? That's the burning question, obviously, in the whole wrestling community. It has been for years and years now. All eyes on one of the best talents ever to be seen in pro wrestling, Maria Kanellis. Right? Yeah. Anybody? Anyway, I know it to be true. Maria Kanellis, what a talent. And the entire wrestling world it's just been all eyes on her for years. Will she come back to the conglomerate known as WWE? Well, now she has officially said on her social, she will not return to WWE unless it's under new management. As long as Vinnie Mac is there. One of the biggest sports entertainers that we have seen in our lifetimes. One of the best wrestlers, pound for pound. One of the best on the mics. One of the best presence we've ever seen. It's Maria Kanellis, and she's not coming back to WWE. This is massive. We had to get a few of our correspondents onto this story. I believe my assistant Sasha was able to get... Who's on... Oh, we do have Paulie Pussface. Is he on now? We're gonna try to get Paulie Pussface. Get him on if you can. And if you have... Yeah, if you have Freddie Fruit Looperson, I'd like to put him on now. Where is he? Line 2? All right, Freddie Fruit Looperson. I know you are on this story about Maria Kanellis. I know it is a chaotic scene. You're actually in a major city right now in North America. Where are you? What can you tell us about what is happening on the streets? The way that people are responding to this news of Maria Kanellis not returning to WWE. Freddie Fruit Looperson, do you have me?
Yes, BC, this is Freddie Fruit Looperson coming at you from a remote location here in Boston, Massachusetts. A big city here in the states that are united, located here in America. And I'm telling you right now, BC, it's not just Boston that's bracing for impact. Once we heard the news that sent shockwaves around the wrestling community and really the nation that Maria Kanellis is not coming back to WWE unless Vince McMahon is no longer in charge. Well, I spoke to Boston Police Chief Baxter Bockwinkel, and Baxter Bockwinkel says basically that the entire nation is bracing for impact in the backlash, the outrage that this is causing. And BC, he did in fact say that there's no possible way to anticipate the enormity, the severity of such backlash. I mean, Maria Kanellis was one of the biggest WWE superstars of all time. I mean, the money that she drew, the main events that she was in, her memorable matches, her promos top notch. I mean, when Maria Kanellis left, nobody knew how WWE was going to survive, and now to know that she is not going to return unless Vince is out. I mean, the entire nation is just bracing for what's to come. Police Chief of Boston, Baxter Bockwinkel, has indeed told me that there's possibility of a curfew going into effect tonight, just in case any hooligans try any extracurricular shenanigans. And BC, again, police chiefs across the nation are really on edge, and they have their units, their SWAT teams, every squad imaginable. They're ready just in case things get out of hand. Again, this is huge. The nation is upset. Everybody is just up in arms. Nobody can understand how it got to this point that Maria Kanellis, a megastar in WWE, will never come back. And is there a way that we can change her mind? This is huge. This is Freddie Fruit Luperson, BC, coming at you from a remote location here in Boston, Massachusetts, a big, big, big city here in the States that are united, located here in America.
Freddie Fruit Luperson, I appreciate you, and we'll try to get back in touch with you soon. Paulie Pussface, do you got me? And what can you tell us about Maria Kanellis? Okay, 1 second, guys, please. We're trying to get our correspondent, Paulie Pussface, on the line, who's got some more info, we're being told. We're just having some trouble trying to connect him, I believe. Oh, line 3. Okay, here we go. Line 3. No? Okay. Sasha's redirecting me to back to line 1. Which is it, Sasha? Line 1, we got you. Paulie Pussface, it's BC. Do you got me? And what can you tell us about Maria Kanellis, the situation, what you're hearing? Paulie Pussface, do you hear me? It's BC in the studio.
Yes, hello BC, this is Paulie Pussface. I wish I was coming to you from a remote location anywhere in the world, but no, I'm still working from home. I'm in the studio, but I have the scoop for you, BC. I've been on this hot and heavy, as all my people are as well. And I can tell you this, BC, I'm not too shocked because we have been getting word ever since this young lady has been at odds with the WWE for being rough with Charlotte Flair, the golden child in WWE. She's not been on the good side of management. And of course, those many months of putting Lana through a table every week did not help her momentum. So the writing was on the wall, BC. No. And there is just no way to get her to want to be there. They didn't want her there. She doesn't want to be there.
Paulie, who are you talking about? Who are you talking?
Nia Jax. Clearly, BC, Nia Jax is what we are talking about.
No, we're talking about Maria Kanellis, not Nia Jax.
Marina Kanellis? Who the hell is Marina Kanellis? I don't even know who this woman is, BC.
Not Melina, Maria.
Maria, Marina, Mamma Mia. Who cares, BC? I don't know who this woman is. I don't ever heard of her. Oh, BC, this is not my job. I should not be covering this then. I don't know who this woman is. I should not be doing this. I'm going to get a libation. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to float in a lazy river, BC. I don't need this stress. I don't know this Marina Kanellis, okay? I don't want to know her. I don't know her. I don't know what she's talking about. She's not going to return. Good riddance. I don't think we're going to miss her, BC. This is Paulie Pussface signing off.
Oh, okay. Paulie, thank you. Thank you, bud. Okay, that's, I guess... I'm still getting the playback. Yeah, okay, thank you. It's good, it's good. Okay, okay, well, guys, I apologize for Paulie Pussface. The miscommunication, we'll get that situated, and hopefully Paulie Pussface will return to this this story because it is huge. Maria Kanellis not returning to WWE. I don't know personally how WWE is going to survive this. Maria Kanellis coming back to WWE was one of the only things that was going to save the company, and now it's not happening, and I don't know if they're going to make it through 2022 now. The ratings are going to tank even more. Ticket sales are going to flop. Merchandise is not going to be pushed any more than it already is. And just the morale in the locker room. I mean, Maria Kanellis was going to be the glue to keep it all together, and now it's not happening. I don't know. Guys, this is mega. This is huge. Forget the fact that WWE paid her way through 2 pregnancies and paid her husband's rehab and all of that. I mean, I clearly she wants new management, and damn it, she will not return unless Vince McMahon is gone. Damn it! Somebody get the old bastard from Stanford out of there so we can get Maria back. Fuck! Anyway, that's the end of that's the breaking news that I got for you. A little late, Sasha. A little late. And that shit. All right, let's talk about a serious topic here, guys. Goldberg. Guys, he recently, I'll give you the whole fucking post story too. How's that? I won't even bother ad-libbing it or fucking it up. This is an actual New York Post story on Bill Goldberg talking about waiting for that call. It is clear that Vince McMahon told Goldberg to stay ready. We know that Vince does that. We know that Vince leans on these motherfuckers exactly, Goldberg, for his big shows in Saudi Arabia. Crown Jewel. It was announced just at the end of May or early June, just last month, that they're returning to Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel, November 5th. And it is clear, you know that Goldberg was told to stay ready. We're going to call you when we get closer to the date. And this is what Goldberg has to say, man. Now, this was the whole story in the New York Post. Bill Goldberg hasn't wrestled for WWE since facing Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber in February. And he's waiting to find out if and when there will be a next time for him to step in the ring. He's ready when WWE wants him. The 55-year-old told the New York Post that while the match with Reigns for the Universal Championship completed his obligation for the number of bouts he signed on for, he is still currently under contract with WWE. So he admits he is still with World Wrestling Entertainment. He is still contractually with them. Goldberg, who will be featured in the latest biography WWE Legends episode, which was this past Sunday, last night, he revealed before facing Reigns that his shoulder was injured and would likely need surgery when his time in the ring was over. When asked about his current status, he said he still hasn't gotten cut on because you never know when the phone's gonna ring, so he didn't want to do the surgery. He still wants to wrestle more matches. He now noted that he's in pretty damn good shape right now. Quote from Goldberg, pretty damn good shape right now compared to where he was going into the match with Reigns. I'm still waiting for that call to happen. One of these days, Goldberg said. But I suppose you never retire in the wrestling world until you're dead, so who knows? That's a quote. Goldberg said his shoulder, which he described as absolutely destroyed over the past 4 or 5 years, was so bad that he couldn't even pick up a 5-pound weight, but was somehow able to hide it from everybody. He thought he was going to need reattachment surgery, but doesn't believe that to be the case at the moment. After the time he spent rehabbing the injury, he's better now. Goldberg started with a 1-pound weight in the weight of his arm and is now back to shoulder pressing an 80-pound dumbbell again. It's a big drastic change from 1 to 80. And I quote from Goldberg, I have worked my ass off day after day after day to get to a point where I feel almost normal again. He said, and I quote, I just kind of needed that break. I needed the mental focus of understanding that surgery wasn't an option at the time, and I needed to put my ass to the grindstone. Now, they also say Goldberg had just a couple of weeks to train for his match with Reigns, his first in 4 months at the time, and said that the more time he gets before stepping back in the ring again would be a plus. He has, however, learned that it's good to be prepared for it at any moment and not to expect a call that would give him more than a month or three weeks to get ready. He says, and I quote, hey, I may never get the call, you never know, but you bet your ass I'll be ready. He knows damn well he's getting the call. He knows damn well why he is busting his ass in that gym day after day. It's because Vinnie Mac said, keep your phone close to you, stay in shape. Same thing he tells Brock all of the time. These Saudi shows pull in nearly $50 million for Vince McMahon. Now, even if you have 30 regular wrestlers going to Saudi and you're paying them a $100,000 bonus, not even part of their contract. Let's just say you're giving 30 wrestlers $100,000 just to go to Saudi and perform. Doesn't matter if you're in a 2-minute match. Doesn't matter if you go and you're not even used. You get $100,000. Okay? Now you times that by 30, that's $3 million, right? 10 people at $100,000 would be $1 million. 10 individuals, all right? $22 million, $33 million. Okay, now you take about 4 talents that are going to get about $1 million payday, right? $1 million just to go over to Saudi. Your Brock Lesnar's, your Goldberg's, whatever the fuck. Massive payday. Now, even if that's 4 individuals, that's $1 million a pop. That's $4 million on top of the $3 million for the 30 other regular wrestlers. Vince is only spending $7 million on talent, even with the mega paydays. And he's making nearly 50 per Saudi Arabia show. That's peanuts to Vince McMahon. But he doesn't have anybody left to call. The Undertaker isn't going to do it. You're already going to have Brock Lesnar on the phone. Who the fuck is left? There's nobody. Hogan ain't getting on a fucking plane that long with how broken he is. He probably would take the payday, but I don't think Vince sees that type of value in Hogan anymore. Who the fuck is left? Goldberg's getting the call, right? You see how ready he is. He's ready at any moment to take that call. We already know. Last month, they already said Crown Jewel is coming back November 5th. November 5th, he will be in Saudi Arabia. I'm telling you right now. The only question is do they wait till November, or do they have Goldberg show up September 3rd for Clash at the Castle, right? The Principality Stadium, Cardiff, Wales. It's a big, big stadium event. Premium event, pay-per-view, basically. Massive, man. They haven't held something like this in that area since, what, SummerSlam 92, I believe? And this is a stadium with the capacity of 71,810 people. 71,000. Guys, they already sold 60,000 plus tickets. 60,293 to be exact as of this morning. That means there's 11,517 left, and you still got a couple of months to dig into that. Even if they sell 6,000 more, you're going to be at a 66,000 ticket sale capacity of a 71,000 capacity seat stadium. That's pretty fucking good. You don't need Goldberg for that event, is what that's telling us. But if you want to sell him for Saudi Arabia, get the interest, the eyeballs to Saudi Arabia, because 3 weeks after November 5th in Saudi for Crown Jewel, 3 weeks later is Survivor Series. A lot of people might just skip the Saudi show, go right to Survivor Series. So Goldberg, I'm thinking November 5th, but don't be totally shocked if they call him up for September 3rd for that huge event in Wales. Clash at the Castle. So what am I getting at? BC's point is there's 2 mega stadium shows outside of the U.S. that are coming up. Goldberg has been told to keep in shape. He's not just doing it because you never say never. He's doing it because he knows Vinnie Mac is calling him for one or both, or all 3. The Clash at the Castle, September 3rd, Crown Jewel, November 5th, and 3 weeks later, Survivor Series on the 26th of November. It's on a Saturday. Don't be shocked if Goldberg is at all 3 of those events. Now it comes down to who does he face. I have a bunch of fucking names here that could be interesting, but it's got to be done correctly. You guys tell me what you think. If he does come back and you can't prevent that, who do you have Goldberg facing and who do you have winning? You can drop it down below, man. It's interesting. It's all speculation, which I can't stand doing, but it's not just who he takes on, it's how it's done, man. Like, you cannot just bury talent, man, and that's what matters here. For instance, let's just go over some names that he could take on. Seth Rollins. Now, if he takes on Rollins, you have to believe that he's got to lose. Seth Rollins has been on a losing streak from hell recently. He needs a massive W collection in his arsenal. Could you imagine starting a little feud with Goldberg and getting an ultimate victory over him? Even though Goldberg is a lot past his prime, it's still a massive bragging rights W, and Rollins could use that. What about Omos? If you're truly going to make something out of Omos, don't you have to start actually making something out of Omos? There's a crazy concept. A big W over Goldberg, no harm, no foul, and then we're going to see. We're going to see if Omos is going to sink or swim when you put him out into the waters. You put him right into the middle of that ocean. Is he going to sink or swim? We're all going to find out. If he gets a big W over Goldberg and there's still no reaction and no care, you know that Omos is just not connecting. That's a big W for Omos. Or do they put him in there with Omos and Goldberg just collects a quick 90-second W, and that shows you what Vince clearly thinks of Omos? What if it's Matt Riddle? Riddle talked a lot of shit about Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg for a long time. We know that. So the storyline is sitting in their lap. You can break down the fourth wall and bring some believability and realism into the story. Art imitates real life and vice versa, right? Riddle versus Goldberg. You gotta believe Riddle needs the W over Goldberg. I don't see why destroying Riddle in the process is gonna do anything for Goldberg or Riddle. I don't see Riddle losing that match. Same thing with Theory, right? Theory versus Goldberg, right? You want to put Goldberg in there. If you're not going to go a face type of route with like Riddle, you got to put in there with a diabolical heel or a heel on the rise, a heel that's pissing everybody off because he's good at what he's doing. Well, you got to believe that's Theory. And you got to believe with the momentum that Theory has, you cannot derail that momentum by having Goldberg spear him and jackhammer him in 60 seconds. So if you put him in there with Theory, I'm fine with it. Theory better come out the the victor. Damian Priest is a wild card. What about Damian Priest, man? Judgment Day has been a nothing burger. Judgment Day has been thrown to the wayside. They've been put into irrelevancy ever since the Edge situation. We were hoping that wasn't going to be the case. I was actually down with it happening kind of fast because maybe you set up something pretty cool storyline-wise. Maybe they still have something, but it's going to take double time and double the work because that whole group has just fallen faster than the derailment of the Shockmaster's career. Not the tugboat, but the Shockmaster's career. Wow, was that bad? If you know, you know. But the Judgment Day is just man. That had so much potential from the jump, and to see how fast it has cascaded through into the pits of misery is just beyond embarrassingly sad. So Damian Priest is a name that I want to just put out there. What if Priest and Goldberg faced one another? You could set up something with Judgment Day and Goldberg's constantly having to play the numbers game. And then at Crown Jewel, it gets the best of him, and Damian Priest gets a career victory for him. I don't know. Damian Priest is a wild card. Maybe you guys have a wild card you would like to see go in there and defeat Goldberg at Crown Jewel. What BC would love to see is Braun Breaker. Right? I would like to see something actually pay off here, man. I thought Dolph Ziggler did wonders for Braun Breaker. I loved when Dolph went to NXT and put over Breaker ultimately and really put Breaker into a storyline that was fun. Now, I was hanging on it. And I think Goldberg can do something like that as well. You know, he's using his spear. He's saying that he's the, this big up-and-comer that's going to transcend pro wrestling and not just be the stereotypical big dude that's doing the spears like back in the day with Goldberg. And Goldberg maybe takes offense to that. Maybe Goldberg wants to see what he truly has against a youngster like Braun Breaker. You could say and do a lot with a storyline between the two, and ultimately Braun Breaker defeats Goldberg. I picture that match, how it would be, how it would look, how it would feel, Braun at the end of it. I know, Goldberg doing an NXT type of a match, maybe you guys can't envision it. BC's telling you it would actually be fun. I really truly do believe that, but Braun Breaker would have to collect the W, guys. No question. So I'm spitting out a few names here. Rollins, Omos, Riddle, Theory, Priest, Braun Breaker. Those are just interesting concepts because if you're going to get Goldberg anyway, we can bitch and complain all we want about not having him there. But if that's what's going to happen anyway, because Vince truly believes that he's the one that's going to get eyeballs, then there's no changing Vince's mind. Now we just have to protect the fucking wrestler. Make sure that whoever he's in there with is collecting a W. You can make Goldberg look strong. I'm not saying to make the dude look weak and just have him collecting L's now every time he comes back. But when he does come back, I truly hope it's to put over a young fucking talent. Not an Undertaker, not a Roman Reigns, not people that don't need to be put over by Goldberg. People that could use it. I don't know what is the disconnect. I don't know if it's Vince, Goldberg, or both, but they don't want this guy putting over young talent. I think that needs to come to an end. There's no think. It has to come to an end. And that's this fall, whether it's September 3rd in Wales for the Clash at the Castle, or whether it's a month later, November 5th, at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. No matter when. If it's both of them, have them take back-to-back L's to new talent. It'll be okay. Goldberg will still be a phenomenon. And maybe we can start to build fresh young talent. There's a crazy concept. That's my assistant, Sasha. I'm your host, BC Amplified, and that's what we got for you on this impromptu bonus hot take amplified video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, which could be later tonight live for Hour 1 of Raw, by the way. But we will be covering Raw in its entirety, that review, over the next 24 hours. So stay subbed and notified, wherever that little notification bell is down below. Smash that shit. And you guys will be the first to know when we are live covering Monday Night Raw, whether that's tonight or the whole show tomorrow. That's what I got. BC Amplified. Think, be, live, amped always. Until next time, check you later. The real top guy, and I'm fucking out. Check you.